Welcome to the Pub List! This is James!
I'm Adam.
And we are fucking ready! Hold on, I don't need my glasses for this shit. Because today we're going to be talking... Exactly, because you can't see.
He's not. This is the first time he's not on a SummerSlam.
Good!
Yeah, but he's like...
Good. And actually, that reminds me, we're going to talk about John Cena with our very in-depth SummerSlam weekend predictions, but that's going to be later on the day. But we have a full list of stuff. We're going to talk about a review of something from me, a very exclusive review. Ooh, what's it going to be? And we're going to talk about how Jalen Ramsey is the greatest quarterback analyst of all time. That's right. I said it. Jalen Ramsey is the greatest quarterback analyst.
But he analyzes all these quarterbacks. He has the worst
It's
quarterback.
awesome.
But he has the worst quarterback in the league as his...
You like Blake Bortles alone.
I'd rather have fucking Blaine Gabbert as my quarterback than Bortles.
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
fucking take a... What's the fucking moron from Miami?
Ryan Tannehill?
Yeah. He's awful, too. I'd rather have him as a quarterback.
Well,
I'll take Tim Couch over Blake Bortles.
Dear God.
Or for Case Keenum.
Speaking of awful, this is my review. Last week, I was very, very excited for something. And that was Madden. I got Madden.
Were there no improvements, really? Or
It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
It is clunky.
That's
the
what the problem with
graphics are shit.
Because they won't use the Frostbite engine that's on NHL for some reason.
Why?
I don't know if Madden can't take it. Yeah, because it's like developmental. But
everybody runs so fucking slow.
Yeah.
You try to juke and they're like rendering. It's like, what the fuck is going on? I hate it.
Yeah, I hate it. I haven't even gotten it because I kind of assumed that's what it would be.
No,
but
it's not good. Because I'm not a fan.
Like I said last week when we were talking, you were talking about getting it. That it's basically like the same game over and over. Just new rosters. You really don't need to buy the new one because you just update rosters, and it's not like it really matters if the player looks exactly like the other players because the helmet's on, so you can't really see. But like, you could just update rosters, and it kind of sucks. There's no NCAA anymore because that used to be the fun thing to.
That was great.
All the college
you do it NCAA season, and then you upload them into your Madden, and then you have the players that you had in NCAA going to Madden. It's a
but even then, like that's one of the things that Madden kind of lost out on because NBA has the My Career mode. Yeah, Madden used to have a really cool version of that.
Well, they still have it. It's called the Long Shot.
Yeah, but that's
they have it.
No, they have it, but then once you're drafted, that's the end. You don't even play as the guy. It's just you get drafted as in the 7th round because you're still a shit player for some reason.
Why are you doing that? That doesn't make sense.
And then that's the end. You're not. It's that player then gets uploaded into Ultimate Team, basically.
Oh,
that's all it is.
Oh,
because that's what it was last year, at least. I don't imagine it being much different.
Terrible.
But because that's what was cool.
I'm not buying another Madden for a very long time.
Cool in NCAA because they had the Heisman thing where you could build a guy and he gets built up, and then you could even put him into the next Madden, and that could be your My Career person.
Okay.
Because that's what Madden and NCAA used to do with all their stuff.
Right.
Was link it, and now they won't let it. No basketball,
no.
There was a hockey game one year too. The NCAA hockey.
There was.
Yeah, it was like back when was it Madden '99 came out.
Okay.
It was NCAA hockey and the first NCAA football.
Very cool.
And basketball one where just random blobs just running around and you just had to name everyone because there was no way to update a roster except if you put it in yourself.
Exactly. It's like, fuck that shit. Not doing it. Screw that.
And everyone's like number 23, number 5.
Number 23. But no, this year's Madden, I am not a fan. 2 years ago, that was a good one. And I don't understand why they're slowing down the engine or it's clunky. There's still so many fucking bugs in this game.
Well, that's also kind of like everyone says, like when systems were coming out, like, oh, wait a few months, then buy the system because then the bugs will be cleared out and like the system's good.
So I know. So with the games, they'll probably clear them up in updates. That's fine and great.
Like
but
the biggest problem with like Madden's is like. Okay, like you were talking about before we came on, like Jalen Ramsey, this is like an amazing corner. I actually have him on every one of my teams in any Madden I have. But like, you could have like a 99 corner against like a 72 receiver, and the receiver will always be open.
Yeah,
like you'll never be able to cover anyone.
If their speed is up, you're done.
No, even if their speed isn't up, like eventually, the receiver will always be open.
That's crap.
Unless you like. Try to control the corner, and if you're doing that, you have to adjust all the alignments, and it takes a while to like get used to that. And you could try to cover them, but like kind of if the quarterback moves out, you can't cover the receiver.
Right,
like, he'll just be gone. And like that's been a problem. Like last year, my one Madden I was doing online with my friend, I had Khalil Mack and Von Miller as my two outside linebackers. So they're both 99 outside linebackers, and they weren't getting any pressure. Like, no one was getting through to, like, get a sack. Like, it was just, like...
So it's just that the attributes are just all fucked up.
Yeah.
It's just... See, that's not good. You need...
Because, like, that's what's weird.
It's because EA Sports doesn't care. Because they don't have any fucking competition anymore.
But that's what was good about like MLB, because there's like no MLB competition really.
Well,
it's just the show.
No, I thought there was another one for Xbox only.
Yeah, but
that one sucks.
No, but not just that. It's like if there's one game for one system, one game for the other system, there's no competition because each system has one game. That's it.
Right. No, you're right.
Like say in MLB. Who's the top pitcher in the game? Scherzer. Scherzer's rated a 94, 93. And if you play him as a natural, like no one can hit him. And the same with Bryce Harper. He's like a 95 and Trout's a 99. You pitch to him no matter what, it's getting taken out.
Exactly.
But like in Madden, unless it's like Tom Brady or Rodgers, where you could kind of notice as 99s, they're like in the game amazing players.
Right.
Like quarterback and running back seems to be the only player that matters if they're 99.
Well, not even that, because like it doesn't matter if like the quarterback is a 75 or a 95. The one thing that I hate about Madden games is with the AI, it spams interceptions.
Yeah.
No matter what, you're throwing 2 to 3 interceptions a game. Doesn't matter if you have Blake Bortles or Matthew Stafford.
Well, and that's what kind of
ridiculous.
Always irritated me about the game was because that would always happen. And then when you'd go on defense, like I could have like the top 3 corners in the game on my team,
and Blake Bortles goes for 500 yards
and you won't get an interception. You won't get on. Maybe you'll force a fumble.
The AI still sucks. It's not true to form.
That's why
if you have a good quarterback, you have a good quarterback, and you should not be throwing picks no matter what. If you have a bad quarterback, then yes. If you throw into just single coverage and the cornerback is better than the wide receiver, it's getting picked.
Because remember when we had that Lynx franchise last year, and I had like the 62 quarterback, that Brandon Allen or whatever.
And I
was like ripping everyone apart with them.
And it
was like, but as soon as I got like a 90 quarterback, I'd get my ass kicked.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Madden, you do not make sense.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the NHL games have been like amazing the past year.
Oh,
it's the same company. It's EA, and there's no competition for NHL either.
It's because they're so.
But there's a better engine on NHL, that Frostbite engine, because I think that's in some of the. I think they use that for Fortnite. To make the online play better.
Yeah,
the Frostbite
engine.
Yeah. And that's what's in NHL. And like it makes the game like run so smooth. The AI, like if you're playing in NHL and like there's one way you're getting goals, like you skate behind and you score. Eventually, you'll try to skate behind. 3 guys will be right on you. You won't be able to do that anymore. Exactly. So you'll have to keep each. Like it might take a period or like 15 minutes for them to figure it out, but eventually they'll stop it. And then you have to keep thinking of new ways to like get open, score. Like Madden doesn't have that.
Right.
Like if you're just running, you could. What was that one play you always run in of the old Madden? That fake screen.
Yes.
Where the one receiver just runs out and they acts like they're blocking.
Right.
They're always open. Like the game,
no matter what.
The game never adapts to it. It can't figure out how to stop it.
No matter what. You just spam fucking plays in Madden. Madden is such a fucking joke. And this
although I was playing on because I had found my Game Boy Advance. I was playing Madden 05 on that. That's still pretty good because it has Favre, Urlacher, and everyone.
Oh my god! So all right. Speaking of analyzing stuff, we got Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is hilarious. So we're gonna play a game. It's gonna be called "Is Jalen Ramsey correct or not correct?" So this is going to be good. I got it right here on my phone of all the things that he said, little things of what he said about a few quarterbacks. And we're going to start from the very beginning. What he said about Aaron Rodgers. Ramsey's comment, does not suck. Is he correct? Does Aaron Rodgers not suck?
I mean, the team he's on...
Unless
they keep improving, it kind of sucks. But
Aaron Rodgers
does not suck.
So is Jalen Ramsey correct?
Yep.
He's correct. We got 1 for 1. Next up is Derek Carr. I think he's good.
He could be. But last year he was awful.
Year it was bad, yes.
And he has Amari Cooper. There's no reason to be awful if you have Amari Cooper.
Now he's got Jordy Nelson this year, so this is a make or break. I know he's like 34,
last year he had Crabtree and Amari and a really good tight end. So, I mean, he's had it's kind of like people complained about Cousins in Washington. Oh, he didn't have weapons. That's why he's bad. But if you have Jordan Reed, who's like the best tight end in football, you had good receivers. He had weapons.
Right.
Carr had a lot of weapons last year, and he was still pretty bad.
Yeah, he was.
And I don't know if it's like just was like a soft.
I don't want to say
coming back from the injury.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like he just didn't like. He's good, but he's.
I think you're gonna get your proof this year with Derek Carr, and you know what? I'm going. Jalen Ramsey is correct. I think he is. I think he's good. We will see this year.
But is he as good as like Wentz, Luck if he's healthy?
Hey, all he says is I think he's good.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, because that's what kind of I judge.
Well, here's the thing about
Wentz. Is one of the top ones.
Wentz, he got injured halfway through the year in his rookie season. So after Derek Carr's rookie season, we thought, he's the next top tier quarterback, and then he had this year. What if Carson Wentz has a terrible year this year? What if he has the Derek Carr type of sophomore slump?
Is
everyone going to be like, Carson Wentz is terrible? Well, fuck this guy.
Wait, wasn't it different injuries? Wasn't Carr's a shoulder injury? Wentz was toward his ACL?
Yes, but
so
still.
It's little differences. Like, you're like, you could.
But what if he still has a bad year?
I think it might be a little harder on that team to have a bad year compared to the Raiders. Because, like, my problem with the Raiders, like, okay, there's supposedly Mac is like wants to be traded now because he doesn't want to sit, and the Packers are somehow
look like it's the Packers, baby.
Somehow the topic for I don't know how that happens, but like you have that player, and their defense is like complete trash.
Yes.
Like they have no secondary. They have no besides Mac, have no linebackers.
They got John Gruden.
Gruden's a fucking moron. Gruden makes money off that 1 year Tampa won a Super Bowl, and then
you might be surprised. This is just a little hint.
And he gets a 10-year, $100 million contract for
in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I don't know if we're gonna do our NFL predictions in 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know if it's gonna be before the 4th preseason week or right before Thursday night football of the starting of the season. But little hint about those Eagles, little bold prediction there, little bold prediction for those Raiders too. So
Nick Foles wins MVP.
So I think Jalen Ramsey with Derek Carr, I think he's good. Correct. All right, 2 for 2 for me. Next up, Deshaun Watson.
He's injured.
Ooh. He'll be a league MVP in a couple years. That is big. I could
see that happening. Just because, look at the receivers he has.
He just needs to stay healthy, right?
He has good tight ends. He has strong as his other receiver. Like, they've got good receivers there. And it's kind of troublesome that he's already torn. That's a
bold prediction.
It's kind of worrisome that he's already torn his ACL twice.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to say Jalen Ramsey right now. Prove me wrong. Not correct. So 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
I think the problem with that prediction is because in a few years when he's like better, I think eventually Alvin Kamara is going to get an MVP. Zeke's probably going to get an MVP.
Yes.
Brown will probably get another one.
Yes.
So like he's got a lot of competition to get through. Especially if like Rodgers and Brady like come out firing the next few years and don't quit.
So Matthew Stafford, Jalen Ramsey says he's straight.
Like straight, like he's not gay, or straight like he's a good quarterback.
I think
maybe both. Like what for?
Maybe both. Like I don't know. He's straight. Like he's straight, bro.
I think
I'll say correct on both.
I say he's.
I think Matty Staff is straight, right?
The one I'm gonna agree on because there's no proof that he is not. But the other one I'm gonna disagree just because he's better. He's better than that. Stafford is one of the best quarterbacks.
Yes.
Just on a really bad team.
Yes. Matthew
Stafford is an amazing quarterback. He's an amazing leader.
Yeah.
He's like super tough. Like you play like with a broken hand and still finish the game.
If Nick Foles can win a Super Bowl, I think Matthew Stafford could win a Super Bowl.
But he needs to be on a better team.
With the right team. With with the Philadelphia Eagles or the Minnesota Vikings or the Green Bay Packers. Well,
Packers already have their quarterback kind of locked up.
That team is not really that good. All right. Phillip Rivers. Pretty good. I agree. He is pretty good. He's pretty good. He's just on like just Matt Stafford. He's on terrible teams. He's not terrible
have
teams.
A better team than the Lions.
No, I think the Lions have the better team than. It's just that Chargers get injuries. They get a lot of.
Well, Chargers are more injury prone, but if they have all those injuries, the Chargers would be a better team than the Lions because like the Lions have no defense. Chargers have Joey Bosa, have Barrett, have Casey Hayward, have Waddle, so they have a really good defense, and Melvin Gordon's they have a good offense.
Yeah,
like the Chargers have a better team than
I'm going with.
And the Chargers also have a little slightly better way to win a division than the Lions do.
Yeah, I
guess. The Chargers just have to go through the Chiefs and the Raiders.
I'm still going pretty good. Pretty good. 4 out of 5. Russell Wilson, good.
No. Disagree. Russell Wilson's basically Michael Vick with less arm talent.
And less running talent.
I mean, Wilson can. I mean, he's not as fast. Obviously, not as fast as Vick was, but like Russell Wilson is basically Colin Kaepernick without the PR nightmare.
Yes, and better, because if you can make the wide receiver core in Seattle, because
Kaepernick was good with Harbaugh. It's just they couldn't get along with Harbaugh, so he left, and then just kind of.
I'm gonna go with correct because if you can make Doug Baldwin and that wide receiver core good. I'll say that he's good. He's not pretty good. He's not great. Just good.
I don't know, average. Just because
average.
Like
good.
The problem I have with Russell Wilson is kind of the same problem I have with Eli. Yeah. Like they both won. Like the Eli won too. Yeah. Both won their Super Bowl, but 99.9% of the reason they won those Super Bowls was because the defense just completely demolished everyone. That was put in front of them.
And Russell Wilson could have had another one if Pete Carroll knew how to do play call.
Yeah, but he didn't have to throw that ball. Like, he could have just thrown it away in the next play. They could have... I mean, he did throw it away just to the other team.
Exactly.
But he could have just, bobbed it out of the end zone, given it to Lynch the next play, and won.
Thank God he did.
He made a terrible decision. Now, that's not just Pete Carroll. That was Russell Wilson made an awful throw.
True.
And also, last week in the preseason game, that corner that got that interception, Brett Hundley went up Malcolm Butler. And Brett Hundley's awful, and he lit Malcolm Butler up.
Oh, my God. Now this is an interesting one. Very interesting. It's Tom Brady.
Is old?
And it's the same comment he said about Aaron Rodgers. Does not suck. So it does not suck mean
that's probably his best way of saying, because he's a corner, so he's not going to want to say quarterback is great.
Well, he's saying they're pretty, they're pretty good. He said Deshaun Watson is going to be an MVP.
But look at how he's saying it. He's saying he's good. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's not wanting to say a quarterback is great.
I think he's good. He's straight. Yeah.
I think saying does not suck in his mind might be better. Obviously, is probably better than, oh, he's pretty good. He's good. He's great. He's okay. Because those are the two quarterbacks he said that for.
Yeah.
And those are two of the best quarterbacks in football
history.
Yeah.
In football history. They could go down 1-2 of all time.
Yeah.
And you could make a debate on which one is 1 or 2. All right. So I'm 6 out of 7. Jalen Ramsey is correct. Tyrod Taylor.
Who? That's what I would respond to who.
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
I mean, he might do better on the Cavaliers than the Browns.
The Cleveland Browns starting quarterback, who it should be Brother Baker. He says better than he gets credit for.
I'll agree with that because he's pretty solid quarterback.
He brought Buffalo to the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah. He's a good quarterback.
I'll give that to him.
Put in an awful situation in
Ramsey
Buffalo.
Is correct.
Like, wasn't Buffalo kind of like Cleveland, where like the quarterback had a good game, he stayed. If he had one bad game, he got benched the next game. Like, and just the coaches were just kind of complete morons.
Yeah.
But now he has another moron coach, so let's see how he does with Hugh Jackson.
Exactly. Now, Marcus Mariota. I like Marcus Mariota, so this is going to be an interesting one. Great for their team. So, Marcus Mariota is great for their team. What does that mean?
For that situation, he's great.
So
but that team might not be. It's kind of like the Packers. Like Rodgers is great for that team, but without that player, that team is not good.
Yes. Okay. Then I'll say yes. So 7.
Because I mean that kind of proved it last year with the Titans. When Mariota got hurt, then they fell apart.
But they still made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because Marcus Mariota came back and they
was able to play.
Exactly. So I say 8 out of 9. Jalen Ramsey is right. The last one for the positive comments, because the negative ones are going to be great. I was going to say Phillip Rivers. Nick Foles, good enough, had a good team. 100% correct. Nick Foles was good enough for Philly to win the Super Bowl because he had a good team. 100% agree.
I agree with that, but I have a question about if somebody is on his list of comments, because if that's all the positive ones, this might be interesting.
Well, I mean,
no, I just like
he didn't do all quarterbacks.
Well, no, I'm saying because he said one rookie.
Oh, yeah, it's not on this one, no, but we'll go to that one.
Is Mitch on his list? Just in the negatives.
We'll get to that. No, he's not. He's not. But this is a very interesting negative list. So 9 out of 10, I believe Aaron Rodgers right, Derek Carr right, Deshaun Watson no, because league MVP in 2 years, that's a very bold statement. Stafford right, Rivers right, Wilson right, Tom Brady, Taylor, Tyrod Taylor, Marcus Mariota, and Nick Foles. All right, so first one on, Andrew Luck. Now, mind you, even though he said something good about Marcus Mariota and Deshaun Watson, which are rivals to Jacksonville, the other rivaled team in that division, the Indianapolis Colts, he says about Andrew Luck, don't really think he's that good.
I think he's soft.
Okay. You know what?
And people have made that
correct on this.
People have made that criticism of like Rodgers in the past, like, but not like physically, just kind of emotionally and like, intelligence-wise. He's kind of said Rodgers is. I think physically and intellectually, I think Andrew Luck is soft.
I'll say this is correct because other than the year and a half, 2 years that he was phenomenal, he has not lived up to the hype. Not even close. I understand.
And those first 2 years, didn't they have still? Who was the receiver? Like the Peyton holdover wasn't.
Oh my God!
Wasn't Wayne still there?
I think so. Yes, I think he was there at least for 1 year, and then they had. I think they still had Pierre Garçon
and Peyton's tight end that I keep forgetting who he.
Oh God, I can't think of his name. But yeah. I agree. He don't really think he's that.
Especially because like when Luck came up, everyone was like, "Oh, he's the next Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady."
Yes. And next Peyton Manning. Yeah. This is gonna be an interesting one. Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, Rapisberger.
Decent at best.
I'd agree.
I don't.
Because look at everything he has there. Antonio Brown, Smith-Schuster had an amazing tight end, still has a good one in James. Le'Veon Bell always has a top running back, always has a top offensive line. He's kind of in the Tom Brady situation where he's always on an amazing team, so he does good.
But he still made plays.
Yeah, so did
he's
Brady.
Very tough to get down.
So
he's very tough to get sacked. I mean,
that's just because he weighs like 300 pounds.
I think Ben Roethlisberger is a glorified Dante Culpepper. I think Ben Roethlisberger is probably top 15, top 20 of all time. I don't agree with this. I think he's a legend. I think he's a legend.
I think he's a legend for the same reason Eli's a legend.
Because
he won.
No way.
Because he won.
No way.
Because he won, so people think he's great.
I will never put Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger in the same breath.
Yeah, but
Ben Roethlisberger is so much better.
No, but think about this.
What?
If Eli had Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Le'Veon Bell, wouldn't he look amazing?
Maybe. I don't know. He had Plaxico Burress. Well,
Plaxico Burress shot himself. Plaxico Burress isn't that. Then he has Odell Beckham, and he's.
Yeah, he's like, I got Odell Beckham, and he can't do shit with him.
Actually, no. When Eli was healthy and Odell was healthy,
and then that one running back that was pretty damn good for like a year. No.
I agree with that. I agree with. I don't think Roethlisberger's.
All right, Jared Goff. Average to above average.
It's kind of too early to tell because he had like the one really good year, one bad year, so it's kind of hard to tell.
This might be his make or break season. I'm going to say agree. I'll agree because of where he is. It's a good.
I'll agree with that, but I'll also say like obviously this is a quarterback he didn't put in this list, but I'll put him in. I don't
know if he did.
No, go because you already told me he's not.
Oh, Mitch?
I think Mitch is the same.
Average to above average?
Because like all Bears fans are like thinking because this is everything.
A lot of Bears fans think he's going to be absolute garbage or if he's going to be amazing.
But then everyone else is like, oh, he's the messiah of football in Chicago. He's going to make us the great. Because that's what like most of the ones I'm talking about. Like my one who's like a very logical Bears fan who still says they're going to win like 5 to 7 games, but it's going to be an improvement because they're going to be a better team.
They'll be in a lot of games.
But they're still not going to win.
Like they could be 10-6, but they'll lose
and then I have this other friend who's like, oh, they're going to win the division. Mitch is going to win the MVP. Mitch is going to be the greatest quarterback to ever play football. Yeah, even though he never wanted Mitch as his quarterback, he wanted Deshaun Watson. But then when they drafted Mitch, he's like, "No, Mitch is great. Mitch is amazing."
He's just a homer. Yeah. He's a goddamn homer. So right now, 2 out of 3 for the negative ones. Yeah, sort of. Jimmy Garoppolo. This is gonna be good. all schemes, I guess you could say he's good. Well, this is really negative, but all schemes, I guess you could say he's good.
I mean, he was in the Tom Brady scheme that made Matt Castle look like a good quarterback, which obviously is false because Matt Castle is hot garbage.
You're right, but
he's in the scheme now in San Francisco. That look at the Falcons.
Isn't he undefeated right now?
Yeah. No, but look at the Falcons.
Yeah.
Without Shanahan, Ryan doesn't look like an MVP. Doesn't look like a best quarterback ever. Doesn't look like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He looks like someone who couldn't find Julio Jones if he was the only person on the field.
You're right. You're right.
And he has Devontae Freeman, too. And that's one of the most beastly young running backs I've seen. And he can't figure out how to, like, that corner can't figure out that he's better than Telvin Coleman, which he is obviously better.
They're going to do a two running back scheme.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to touch Freeman in the draft like I made the mistake of last year.
We'll put him in the 7th or 8th. Fantasy football. But no, I'll say he's correct. I say Jalen Ramsey's correct. And now, the second to last one, it's the last one on this list, but we already know what the funniest one of them all, even though this is going to be really funny. Joe Flacco.
Sucks monkey balls.
You're actually very close. Sucks.
Agreed.
He just says Joe Flacco sucks. He just sucks.
I mean, is he wrong? I mean, Flacco's awful.
Unless you're on a away playoff.
That was 1 year.
No! He is the greatest away playoff record of all time. That is a Super Bowl quarterback, damn it.
So is Eli.
And Brad Johnson.
And Bradshaw.
And Trent Dilfer.
And Bradshaw.
And almost Rex Grossman.
And Bradshaw. And Bradshaw's not a good quarterback. But he has 1 million wins because the Steelers.
Fuck! No! I love Joe Flacco. I can't.
Why? Would you want him as your quarterback?
No, not on the Packers.
No, even if Rodgers wasn't here, if the choice was Joe Flacco or any other quarterback in the league besides Aaron Rodgers, would you be like, yep, sign me up for Flacco. That's my number one choice. I really want Joe Flacco.
I would take him over Eli Manning.
I wouldn't, because Eli's old, so at least he's almost done.
I'd take him over Blake Bortles.
I wouldn't, because at least Blake did a little bit better than Joe last year.
Ryan Tannehill?
No, because Tannehill still has potential. He's just been hurt so damn much.
What about Tyrod Taylor?
Nope.
Andy Dalton?
They're like
I found one!
They're the same quarterback. Except Dalton has AJ Green. And Flacco has no one.
Well, what about Buffalo, where Jalen Ramsey says Josh Allen is trash? GG, too easy, you're trash. That's what he pretty much told Josh Allen.
Well, that is correct because they took the wrong Josh.
Yeah. Chosen Rosen, baby.
Yeah. Rosen should have been the choice because Rosen is going to be a beast.
But Josh Allen, apparently to Jalen Ramsey, is trash. So do you think in Jalen Ramsey's eyes, who's better, Josh Allen or Joe Flacco?
Probably Allen.
I don't know. I'd say Joe Flacco because he says he just sucks. Allen is trash.
Sucks and trash are basically equal.
No, I think trash is worse.
Not really.
You want to be trash?
Or you want to suck?
Jalen Ramsey, thank you for this segment. I love you. You're the greatest of all time.
But,
you just made my day.
Oh
my god.
Because you said like Dalton or Flacco, they're basically the exact same quarterback, except Dalton has AJ Green.
Yeah,
and Tyler Eifert.
And Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl championship.
Because he had Ray Lewis. That's why Eli has a Super Bowl, because he had a dominant defense. That doesn't mean they're good quarterbacks. That just means they're in good situations. Joe Flacco's like the most average of average trash.
Average of average trash. He's average trash.
He
this
is
great.
He's not even
you know
good.
What? Damn it.
Like, that's what I said. If that was your option, if Aaron Rodgers never existed, if by some freak of accident his parents never created the greatest quarterback,
okay,
and your choice was Joe Flacco or anybody else, would you want Joe Flacco? And anybody else is anybody else in the league, because that is an option. But what do you really want Joe Flacco leading the Green Bay Packers?
Do you think Joe Flacco is the worst quarterback in the league?
Yes. Besides Eli.
So there you go. You take Joe.
But Eli's older, so Eli's done. Joe Flacco is still younger.
All right, hold on. Okay, so is he better? All right, is he better than Ben Roethlisberger?
No.
All right,
definitely not.
So you say he's tied with Andy Dalton?
Yeah, and Eli.
And Eli. And you said Tyrod Taylor?
Better.
And who's? Oh wait, Joe Flacco. Blake Bortles.
I'd say Bortles is better.
Come on, no! You're just trying to do this.
No, because Bortles is...
Would you take T.J. Yates over Joe Flacco?
Probably.
All right, now we're getting somewhere.
But, no, because, like, Bortles is in the Nick Foles... Flacco situation, where he's on a dominant defense with a top running back, so he looks like he can be a good quarterback.
Well, we're gonna know
on his own. Like I'm saying, on his own, do you think if in the situation that, just because that's a team we're fans of, in the situation of Green Bay, do you think he would have won the Super Bowl in 2010? No. So, and that was the best team of the Packers. So obviously, if he couldn't win with that, and those were amazing receivers, he had an amazing defense. Obviously, Joe Flacco is not good, but Joe Flacco is hot garbage trash. Joe Flacco is the Andy Dalton, but he's not a ginger, so he's a little better.
True. I don't know.
But look here, fantasy football. Would you take Joe Flacco? Fuck no, you wouldn't. I mean, you had an option. I need quarterback with Joe Flacco in fantasy. Yep, I'm taking Flacco.
Yep, I'm taking Flacco, #1 overall, man.
I take Cutler over Flacco.
Oh, dear
and
God.
Cutler doesn't even throw anymore.
Ryan Tannehill?
Yeah, I take that over Flacco.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fine. Fuck Joe Flacco. He sucks, apparently, to you and Jalen Ramsey, so there you go.
So you're disagreeing with Jalen Ramsey?
Yes, I am.
On Joe Flacco?
Yes, I am. But you know what? I was like, 12 out of 15 right with Jalen Ramsey. So I think.
Yeah, but the one you're like on a pedestal for is Joe fucking Flacco.
He doesn't suck.
Yes, he does.
He's average.
Average sucks.
You know what? Let me look up Joe Flacco's numbers. That's it. Fuck this shit. I'm looking up Joe Flacco.
You're gonna Google Joe Flacco and it's gonna come back LOL.
LOL.com. Here. This is why.
Even his picture is LOL goober. It's Eli or Peyton.
Hey, last year he had 3,100 yards, 18 touchdowns, 13 interceptions with an 80.4 rating. That is average.
That sucks.
The year before that, 4,300 yards with no wide receivers, 20 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. Then 2,791 yards, 14 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. And then 2014, was that the year that they won it all?
No.
When was that?
That was one of his first years. Okay. That was that year. No, that's the Packers. That was 2009.
Really?
That was before the Packers Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Right. Well, he won 2,971 yards and 14 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Here's his quarterback ratings from the most recent year to all the way down. 80.4, 83.5, 83.1, 91, 73.1, 87.7, 80.9, 93.6, 88.9, 80.3, 84. His career is 84.1. You know what that says to me? average. He is an average quarterback, and I would take him at least top 16 in the league.
Okay, once again, my question. What do you want Joe Flacco as your quarterback?
More than 16 other quarterbacks, yes.
No. Out of anyone.
No, that's saying he's number 2 overall. I can't do that. I'm just saying he's average.
Here.
I'm just saying he's average.
Okay, because this is the most polarizing quarterback in the league. Flacco or Cam Newton?
Oh, ooh. No, Cam Newton for sure.
Obviously Flacco sucks.
No, he's not. He doesn't suck. Just because Cam Newton has a mouth on him and has a little bit of an attitude problem doesn't mean that if you pick Cam Newton over fucking Joe Flacco that he sucks all of a sudden.
Yes,
I am on the Joe Flacco bandwagon. Where's the beer? I need a beer right now. Bandwagon. That's it. This is it.
And you're the only one. Because I'm actually friends with Baltimore Ravens fans. And they even think Joe Flacco's hot trash.
Yeah, because they want Lamar Jackson out there.
No, even before that, they thought Joe Flacco was trash.
All right, I'm putting it down. Joe Flacco prediction.
He sucks ass. That's my prediction.
He will start at least 12 games. 12 games this season. At least 12. So that means it will be 3/4 of the season. Barring any injuries or whatever, 12 games. He will go, I think, 12 games, 16 touchdowns. I know it's not a lot, but hey. And I think he's going to have a career year in interceptions.
Oh, career year for hot trash. That's really great.
Mark my words. Joe Flacco will throw
Joe Flacco's Jay Cutler.
7 interceptions this year.
Joe Flacco's Jay Cutler.
7.
I'd rather have Jay Cutler as my quarterback. At least Jay Cutler's entertaining.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
That too. Personality-wise, Flacco or Cutler? Cutler's entertaining. Flacco's just trash.
Hey, after Joe Flacco got that amazing contract deal, you know what he did? He went and got McDonald's.
That proves he's a moron.
I'm going to get McDonald's after getting millions of dollars, too.
All right. Okay, once again, your option is McDonald's or greatest restaurant ever.
You can't do that. So, Joe Flacco predictions. 12 games at least this season. He will have 3,000 plus yards passing. He'll have 16 plus touchdowns. And he will have less than 7 interceptions. 7 or less.
Why would you predict anything against Joe Flacco?
Because I'm on Joe Flacco.
Then draft him in fantasy football.
No.
Yes, if you love Joe Flacco, draft him. And we're in the same league. So if you love Joe Flacco, draft him. With your first pick.
No! I'm not going to do that.
Do it.
I want to like Cam Newton or something.
Do it. No, if you love Flacco, draft Flacco.
I will.
First pick.
No. Yeah. First pick of the 17th round.
First pick, or you think he sucks?
No. Bullshit. Bullshit, I say. And with that, football's done for now.
Yeah, because you love Joe Flacco, so obviously you don't know shit.
I know.
Not if you think Joe Flacco is a good quarterback.
Joe Flacco is an average quarterback. Average.
He's below average.
No, he's not.
He is. Well, what was his name in the replacement? It was something really close to that too.
Joe Flacco?
No.
Joe Schmo?
No, it was really close to that too. It was Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
Who was he?
God.
I don't know, but it's Joe Flacco.
Fine. If you want to think that way, then great. Let's go to our SummerSlam predictions.
Joe Flacco gets killed?
Joe Flacco wins the Universal Championship.
I mean, it's better than Roman Reigns.
That's true. All right, you have the matches up. Let's go with NXT first. I know it's who is it? It's EC3 versus
Velveteen Dream.
It's going to be EC3.
Velveteen Dream.
Why?
Because he's...
You need a heel to win.
Why? Isn't Velveteen a heel too?
Only against Ricochet. He's a tweener.
I'd say EC3 is more of a face than Velveteen Dream.
Why?
Because EC3, yeah, he's cut the Bobby Roode I'm gonna make NXT great promos, but he hasn't cut a 100% definitive heel promo either. Velveteen has done more heel stuff than EC3 has.
Fine then, Velveteen Dream. Next one. I think it's Ricochet versus Adam Cole.
Next one is Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain for the tag titles.
So you really think Mustache Mountain's going to win this and bring the UK champion?
I think they will, because I think I think they're gonna do something big with to remake an NXT tag titles. I think they're gonna do like another tournament or something and I think they're just gonna do something big. So I think Mustache Mountain's gonna win.
I'm going with Undisputed Era. I think they're going to keep on going with Undisputed Era, and the next one is going to be Adam Cole versus East.
No, there's a match before that. Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane.
I like your idea on this one. I think it's what Kairi Sane wins.
Yep.
And then
Shayna goes up to the main card to build that evolution thing. Teams with Rousey. Rousey kind of goes heel.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool. I would like that.
And then the next one, Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. Joe Flacco, baby.
Go kill yourself. If you compare Adam Cole to Joe Flacco, Adam Cole has talent. Joe Flacco has nothing.
Has a Super Bowl ring. And he was the starting quarterback.
So was Eli Manning.
I'm going with Adam Cole. I believe the Undisputed Era is going to keep on rolling with the titles. I think it's going to be a while until they both Undisputed Era, all three of them lose their titles.
The only reason I think Adam Cole wins is because I think Ricochet is destined for bigger titles.
Right.
I think Ricochet is the next NXT champion.
I could see that. Definitely. I would just think if Adam Cole lost, then I think he would be bumped up to the main stage.
And I don't think they're going to do that just because he's good as their mid-card champion and everybody likes him backstage because he's an amazing athlete and competitor. But I don't think he's NXT champion ready yet. And I think of the two, Ricochet is NXT champion ready.
Yes. Agreed. Next one.
Last man standing. Tommaso and Johnny Gargano.
I like your prediction on this, and I'm going to steal it. Double count out. Double count out, and then you make a triple threat with Aleister Black at the TakeOver at Survivor Series.
I think that's one way I'm thinking it goes. Other way I think it goes is what I've been saying for a couple pay-per-views, and it hasn't happened yet, but it's eventually going to happen. Candice LeRae attacks Johnny Gargano.
Oh, yeah. You've been saying that for a while. You think it's finally going to happen. That would be kind of sweet.
Because no one knows how long Aleister is going to be out, because if it's a serious injury or not. So either Ciampa wins and it's the end of this finally, which I wouldn't really want because every match they've done has been amazing. But eventually you've got to move on to someone else.
Right.
And that's the same thing. If Johnny wins, everyone will love, and it's like Johnny Gargano's champion. And even I love Johnny because he's an amazing athlete.
He is.
He's the new Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, he is. He is the next Daniel Bryan.
But I don't know. I can't see him winning just because Ciampa just got it.
Yeah, exactly. I could see double count out. Aleister Black comes back from injury because how long is he out for? I don't even know.
Because I don't know because no one really knows how serious the injury is yet.
Damn it! Because if it's not that serious, I could totally see Aleister come back. They make the triple threat at NXT, take over of Survivor Series, and then Aleister Black wins it back.
My thing with this is, if Keith Lee was gonna stay in NXT longer, I'd say Keith Lee would run out, attack them both, be the next NXT champion.
But he's gonna go.
But Keith Lee is gonna be fast tracked to main roster because
I don't know. Shinsuke wasn't. He was in there for a year.
No, but Shinsuke was also older than Keith Lee is.
Okay.
Keith Lee has. I think they're going to fast track him to the main roster because he's one of the best prospects they've had.
Kind of like how they sort of did with Drew McIntyre, but actually he got injured and then he just was brought up after he got injured.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you won the NXT Championship. Oh, you're injured. Oh, you're just going to go to the main roster now. Fuck it.
But yeah, I think Keith Lee is going to get fast tracked to the main roster soon. Just because. Did you watch last week's NXT?
I did not.
He is amazing. Like
Keith Lee?
Yeah. He's like Killian Dane, kind of. He does amazing things like that. For someone as big as he is, he should not do things like that. Kind of like Kevin Owens.
Ooh. I got to watch him then.
Except he's bigger than Kevin Owens even.
So he's kind of like a Balls Mahoney?
Yep.
Nice.
Except without relying on hardcore shit.
Sounds like a fun, kind of like a Vader.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Vader and Jim Neidhart.
I know.
And we still have Big Cass and Enzo.
Wait, what?
Who would you rather have dead? Jim Neidhart or Enzo
Oh
and Big Cass?
I don't think this is not that type of show.
So Enzo?
My no comments will go with
Enzo?
Sure. Fuck him.
Because he's the Joe Flacco of
Hey!
wrestling.
Leave my Joe Flacco alone. Joe Flacco. All right, Vane. All right. Before we get to the SummerSlam matches, I just want to say that this has been sort of a lackluster SummerSlam build-up. Other than I watched SmackDown last night, and I thought it was really cool about the promos of building up for Miz and Daniel Bryan. Yeah. I really like that.
I like those two. And, okay, I think the complete opposite of what everyone else thinks. Everyone thinks because Miz and Daniel Bryan on screen hate each other so much.
No, they don't.
I think, honestly, they're like best friends. I think they really like each other because
they work well together.
Yeah. And I think they both know that they bring out the best in each other, so they want to keep going.
It's funny because it's mainly, the worst, the bitter rivals on TV are usually the best of friends.
Because honestly, you look at them, the one thing Miz said in that promo is true. They are polar opposites.
Yeah.
Miz is one of the most charismatic guys ever. And
one of the greatest heels.
One of the greatest heels
of our time.
And Daniel Bryan, while he's good and he's amazing in the ring, if he had the charisma Miz had, which is what Miz kind of did in NXT, where he's like, come on, just be like me. Be an ass and you'll go far. That's what WWE does.
Yes, baby!
But I think if he could have learned some of the Miz promo-wise, he would have gone a lot farther. And even what Miz said, look, I fight like an ass, but how many times have I been hurt?
Exactly. None. None. Or very little.
Yeah, and he's like, if you would have followed my advice, you would have never had to go on the shelf.
Nope, and you would have been multiple champs. So let's go down the matches on SummerSlam.
Actually, I want to talk about something first.
Okay.
Raw was amazing. That was one of the best
Raw was ever. Good. Yes, I agree.
And you want to know why?
Because of
change the commentary.
Yes, because of Renee Young. She was very, what's the word? Refreshing.
Yeah.
It was very refreshing to hear her talk and give her insight, and she flowed so well with it. I loved it.
She did. I really liked her, even though during the Ambrose thing she was a little quiet, but everyone else was too. So it was kind
because it was supposed to be for shock value.
Yeah. But
oh my God!
Yeah, but
Dean Ambrose!
Dude looked jacked too. He looks huge. He
ain't your beer swelling, psychotic, crazy, just jeans wearing dude.
Yeah.
He's now fucking jacked, man. He's ready.
But like, I loved Renee Young on commentary, and I hope they keep going with it.
I do
because
too.
My commentary team honestly would be just Corey Graves, Renee Young.
Yeah.
Get rid of Cole. Get rid of Coachman.
Yeah. Because put them backstage or something or whatever.
Because Renee has been doing amazing, and she's
the interview that she did with Paul Heyman the week before was fucking phenomenal.
Because she's obviously destined to be better than she is.
Oh yeah.
She should be a commentary on the #1 show, which in their minds is still Raw. And the biggest problem I've had with the Renee Young thing isn't because of Renee Young. It's because of jackass WWE fans, jackass wrestling fans who, on their comment boards, were even like, oh, Renee Young's on commentary. This is the last time I watched wrestling because that's not wrestling I want. They're like, oh, you're going to give them their own pay-per-view, their own announcer? That's not wrestling I want to see.
Well, then don't watch it then. If you don't like it, then don't watch it. You know, you got a fucking clicker, just click it and there you go. You don't have to watch it anymore.
Well, not just that.
You know, don't force people to watch. I mean, then shut the fuck up and just don't watch it and leave your opinions to yourself.
But it's not just that, because
I understand it's arrogance.
It is, but obviously if backstage, if everybody loved Renee, everyone wants her in that position, don't you think there's a reason why? Not just, oh, she's a woman, she shouldn't get it. Which is what they're basically saying.
No, I 100,000% agree. It's just that people are stupid. People are stupid, and they're gonna say whatever the fuck they want. Like you said, you're Mitchell Trubisky. Oh, Mitchell Trubisky is gonna be the VP of the league. No, he's not. Shut the fuck up. Oh, the Chicago Bulls are gonna win the championship this year. No, they're not. Shut the fuck up. You know.
Well, what if they do?
I'm not even going to get started with that. But no, like I'm just saying, people have stupid ideas, and they should keep those stupid ideas to themselves.
And honestly, and it's not just because commentary, obviously, it played a big role in it, but that was one of the best Raws in a while.
It was very good.
From beginning to end. Honestly, when I watched Raw,
most of it.
Yeah, I did. Most of the time I watch Raw, fast forward.
But there was a lot of stopping.
It was like, this looks awesome.
Oh, Ronda Rousey's out there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Brock Lesnar comes out of nowhere and fucking destroys Roman Reigns. All right, cool. Holy shit, it's Dean Ambrose.
Yep.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it.
It was amazing. So, I have a question with the Ambrose thing.
Okay.
Do you think he turns right away?
Yes.
Or do you think it's going to be a slow burn?
No, because this is the thing. They wanted to do the slow burn to lead up to a Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania last year. They're not going to slow burn us again. It's going to be right out the gate. That's why they brought Dean Ambrose out now, so he doesn't have to do any talking, no mic work, no, we're back, all right, cool, fine and great, oh yeah, the Shield, all right. Nope, it's going to go straight into, he's going to fuck over Seth Rollins. He's going to dirty deeds him at the end of the match after Dolph Ziggler wins. He's going to turn on him, and then the next night you're going to get your heel turn promo from Dean Ambrose, probably saying something about, you went on to win the tag team championships when I was injured. You think you
didn't
don't
care
need
about
me?
You
Yeah, you don't give a fuck
me.
about me. So you know what? I'm fucking turning on you, brother. And there you go.
I think if they weren't going to do what they're doing with Renee as a commentary, I think that would be her other best option is as a manager for Ambrose because.
But they don't want.
Well, no, I'm gonna say if that's not the path they took.
Yeah.
Where obviously this is the best path because as a commentary person, she's awesome. I could have seen her being a pretty good manager for him too if he stayed face. But as a heel, I could even see him as a heel being another Heyman guy.
We'll be talking about that soon. Because I think Renee Young and Dean Ambrose are still going out, and they don't.
They're married.
They're married.
Yeah.
Okay, even better. They're married. I don't think they want them to be portrayed as that on WWE TV. They want to live.
I mean, they do.
Away.
They actually have though, because on Total Divas they show them together.
Yeah,
and they show them.
Divas.
But I know, but it's one show is they're all connected.
Yeah. But whatever. So other matches, because that's my prediction on Seth Rollins.
Well, the first match, the three kickoff show matches: Rusev and Lana versus Andrade and Selena.
Andrade.
Yep. But I loved what Selena said in the promos too. That just because it's what everyone's thinking that Lana is dragging Rusev down.
Yeah.
Because Rusev with Aiden, was so much more entertaining than Rusev with Lana.
Push them. That's why they're bringing Lana back so they could kill Rusev Day. They don't want Rusev in the main event. I don't know why, but they just don't, and it sucks. Joe Flacco.
But I think obviously Andrade and Selena are going to win. They're going to win. I think English is going to screw over Rusev and Lana on purpose this time.
Not yet. I don't think so yet, but I think that's going to be a slow burn. I just think they'll just do some heel work and they'll trip them off the ring and roll them up and 1, 2, 3, good night, have a lovely day.
And then the next match is the B Team versus the Revival for the tag titles.
All right. If the Revival do not win this match,
they're never going to win.
They should just rip up their contract.
Put them back to NXT.
No, just rip up their contract and let them go to Ring of Honor. Because the Revival is such a talented, fun team, and all they've done since they made the main roster is kill them.
Yeah.
That's
because
all
they've gotten hurt twice, and because
because
Dawson or Wilder said we're not entertainers, we're wrestlers, and Vince didn't like that
because they're not wrestlers.
Want them to be referred to as wrestlers. But honestly, I thought they were going to win on Raw, and I liked what they did when they did the heart attack, and because there was something on Twitter where Bubba Ray said, you use one of the best tag team moves in wrestling to do a mid-match filler. That's disrespectful to the move.
It is.
And it was, but I even commented back to Bubba and I said, you want to know why they did it? Because, okay, the Revival is the team to do that move because they're the most like the Hart Foundation where they're just straight just wrestlers. That's all they want to do. They just want to be technicians, attack you, and wrestle. And they weren't going to have Revival win. And they weren't going to have, if you weren't going to have Revival win, you have to do it as a mid-match filler. Yeah, it's a bad time to do it. It would have probably been better if they did it at SummerSlam and
for them to beat the
and they beat them with it.
Yeah.
But I understand why they did it.
Pay homage to
Jim.
Yeah, to Jim and the Hart Foundation. But yeah, I think
they have to win.
They have to win
on Sunday.
If they don't win, they just might as well rip up their contract and let them go.
And then the next one is Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak.
And you said that Drew Gulak is becoming a little bit like a Samoa Joe type person.
Yeah, he's been ripping through everyone on 205.
So they should have him win.
I think Gulak's going to win. I think eventually when they do the tag titles in 205 Live, I think the first champions are going to be Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese.
Nice.
They're really good together too. And I just think it's Gulak's time as a champion. Cedric's been a good champion, but I think Gulak gets it.
Okay.
Then the next one is Shinsuke versus Jeff Hardy.
All right, so we know that Jeff Hardy is having a lot of back problems. I've been hearing that he's going to have surgery soon, so this is a perfect time for Shinsuke to beat Jeff Hardy in a long-out match, maybe even a little bit of heel work with Randy Orton. We got to talk a little bit about Randy Orton. I don't know. With what's going on with Randy Orton, I don't know. I just think somehow Jeff Hardy will be injured in kayfabe and storyline, and he'll be gone for the next 3, 4, 5 months.
Come back at Rumble and then...
Yeah, come back at the Rumble and see how he is. This whole Randy Orton thing. So I read it yesterday morning, and it's... Oh, man. So he sticks his hand down his pants, cups his balls and his penis, and forces every new rider to shake his hand. Now, I got a question for you. Would you rather shake Randy Orton's penis hands or Joe Flacco's hands?
Randy Orton's penis hands. because if I'm in the WWE situation, I'd rather be a WWE writer than a Joe Flacco fan.
Okay, all right, fine.
But what would you rather be, a WWE writer or a Joe Flacco fan?
But I don't want to shake his penis hands.
Nobody wants to do it, but if it's something you have to do.
But it's nothing you have to do because apparently he might get into trouble. I think he might get fined or whatnot. It happened, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. I don't know if it's still going on, maybe not. But is it wrong? Yes. Is it disgusting? Yes. But
it kind of reminds me.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised because of the kind of person. Not that he's obviously he is because of what he's done. He's a bad person, but
I think he's just a crude jokester.
Yeah, I think that's what he is, and it's awful that
How
he's
many
done
times do people I don't know.
But it reminds me of I don't know if you've seen the movie, but that Waiting movie.
Yes.
Where what the little joke they played where they made someone look at their penis in weird ways when they hit them. Yeah. I think that's just kind of what he was, because he is a crude person. I think he was just kind of doing something horrible just to do it because he thought it was funny.
Yeah,
but
if we were talking about this 20, 30 years ago, it wouldn't be anything. It's all right, it's just fucking wrestlers being wrestlers. It's just, sports athletes being sports athletes. But now that we live in this PC fucking
But it's also world, you kind of have to do it too, because if you're going to do a situation where you're pushing the women's wrestlers and the women's commentators to be more than they are, to be main event, and you want to push it in one direction, if something like that happens, you can't just say, "Oh, it's just funny. He's just being a good." You kind of have to punish him. You kind of have to
punish him for it, and I think they're going to be punishing him by not giving him a SummerSlam match and getting that money, and maybe even fining him or whatever, and maybe just not have him on TV.
That's why I kind of say this. I'll agree with what my one friend said. As a performer, I'll say Randy Orton is one of the top in wrestling ever.
Oh yeah.
But as a person, he is an asshole. Because
sounds legit to me.
Not just what he did there, the deserting the military when he was in the military, when he went rogue and just left.
Yeah.
When he was a deserter, that kind of he is an asshole, and sometimes you gotta pay the price for what you do.
Exactly. Agreed. So Shinsuke.
Yep.
Shinsuke
is gonna win, and I think Orton might actually interfere in it.
Maybe a little bit, and then beat the fuck out of Jeff Hardy.
And that might be where I think he might pun him.
That'd be cool.
Then the next one, Carmella.
Or maybe shake his hand.
Yeah, Carmella versus Charlotte versus Becky. Becky.
I don't know. I kind of want to say Charlotte.
I think Becky wins.
I think Charlotte.
I think if Charlotte wins, I think Becky turns heel.
Okay. I could see that. But the fans love Becky.
They do, but
I don't know. I just think SummerSlam is for the big boys and big girls, and I think it's Charlotte.
I don't know. The only reason I think Becky is because I think it's kind of I like Carmella as champion because she's really entertaining.
She's a good heel.
But I think it's kind of time for Becky. It's time to be on top
again.
I
agree, but WWE likes to fuck things over a little bit, so I think Charlotte.
I don't know. I hope Becky wins, but I could see Charlotte winning.
Yeah.
Then the next one is Daniel Bryan versus The Miz.
I think Daniel Bryan is a shoo-in to win this match. It has to be, right? It's SummerSlam. It's one of those matches. It's going to be a great match. It might even steal the whole show. I got to go with Daniel Bryan. I mean, how can you have Daniel Bryan lose after all this shit?
It depends on one thing.
What?
If he re-signed or not.
I think he did, because now he's doing all this special feature shit with WWE 2K19. And I don't think WWE would be letting him do this
if he didn't resign.
Exactly. So I think he did.
If he resigned, I think he wins.
If he doesn't, he loses.
Yeah. But like we said, this is one of the best rivalries they have on SmackDown. I love the chemistry between Miz and Bryan.
It's amazing.
They're amazing. They always doing a great job together.
And I hope we see this match again at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
for a title.
I was kind of hoping they would have pushed it back, waited a little longer, and maybe done it at WrestleMania instead. But
I think they have bigger and better things. I mean, not better, but I think they have bigger things for the both of them.
I think one of two things is going to happen in the next few months. I think Miz is going to get the WWE title, and I think Bryan's going to win the Royal Rumble.
And that would be amazing. I would love
and then Bryan will get his moment
I think you're probably right.
Get his title again.
Because I think
be able to celebrate, get his big welcome back. You'll have him in the
whole year goes by, and he gets the title again.
You'll have him be in the ring celebrating with Brie, like his happy moment. Like finally, it's happened for him again. Exactly. I think it's gonna happen.
And I also think after Daniel Bryan beats The Miz this week, I think he'll go into a feud with Shinsuke.
I could see that happen. I don't. But the only reason I don't know if it'll happen is just because Shinsuke, the way he wrestles and the moves he does, I don't know if you're gonna want to do it against Daniel Bryan.
We'll see. We'll see.
Because he did almost break John Cena's neck, and he's done some things a little too hard and a little too rough with his shots, with his moves.
He's the King of Strong style.
Yep. I don't know if they're gonna
let him
go against Daniel Bryan. I think if you do anything, I think the next rivalry for Bryan, if it's not Shinsuke, I think it might be AJ or Joe.
We'll get to that. I have some interesting thoughts on that, but
and then
the next match,
Dolph versus Seth.
I think we already said this one. Dolph wins for sure. Dean Ambrose turns on Seth Rollins, and Dolph Ziggler with his amazing run with the Intercontinental Championship keeps on going. I love it.
When do you think Drew's going to turn on Dolph?
I hope it's not for a while. I want this to be a slow burn, kind of like the Shawn Michaels Diesel. I want almost the exact replica of it. I really do. And then I want Drew McIntyre.
If that happens, then at Mania, I want McIntyre to win.
Yes, agreed. I want it to be a slow burn, and just that Drew McIntyre is just the big pit bull, just the big dog.
But I like how they kind of did it a little different, where they're doing it as kind of an homage to the Diesel Michaels.
And I love it.
But they're also saying that when he cuts his promos, he's trying to make it seem like he's not just my attack dog. He's my friend. He's my guy. We're equals in this. I might be at top now, but he's going to be at the top soon. I like what they're doing with it.
And it'll be great.
I can't wait
for the Intercontinental.
When he turns, though, does Drew become the top heel or is Dolph still heel?
I think you need Dolph to still be heel because they've already tried doing Dolph as face, and the fans don't care for Dolph as a face. They only care for him as a heel. So I think you got to experiment with McIntyre as the face.
Maybe.
And that's kind of weird.
I could see that happening because there's a few people that are just kind of destined to be the bad guy.
And McIntyre's one of them.
Well, no, I'd say Dolph is one of them.
Yeah.
Because, like, Dolph, The Miz,
yes,
they're just tailor-made to be the bad guy. To be the ass. To be, I'm better than you.
Yeah. I'm better than you. I'm more charismatic as you.
Look at me. You can't be what I am. I'm the top. I'm better. I think Miz and Dolph as heels just has to be
Exactly. I love it. I like how Ziggler even said, I think sometime during Raw this week, I'm just going to do a comedy show then if fucking Rollins ain't going to be here.
Yep.
And that's actually real life because he is a comedian. Which is, love it. Love it. Breaking the fourth wall. Love it. Little bit. So, next match.
Braun versus Kevin Owens.
Oh, man. I'm so back and forth on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But there is some rumors going around, and I will say the rumors after we get to the Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Strowman wins.
I'm kind of torn on this one too, because I think part of me thinks Strowman wins. Part of me thinks it would be so WWE to take it from him and give Kevin the briefcase, have him cash in and become champion again, because Kevin was a great champion.
Oh, he was amazing. Heel champion. I loved him.
And the briefcase is kind of a heel tactic.
It is, but I just think that
it's hard to cash in as a face, though.
It is.
Isn't a bad thing to do.
But I think something's going to happen. I've read something up, and we'll get to it after the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar, and I'm changing my thoughts on everything now. I think Strowman wins. I don't think candidly. I think there's going to be like, oh my God, oh shit, he's going to lose. And then Strowman comes back because he gets back in the ring after 9.5 seconds and shit like that and power slams him.
If Kevin wins, I think it's because Baron runs out and screws over Strowman, and then Kevin goes back to his spot as the new Seth Rollins, as the new handpicked authority,
Corbin,
face of WWE,
Kevin Owens,
Stephanie
Triple H. I love it, and then Kevin Owens wins that night.
Yep.
But I'll go with Strowman. I'm sticking with Strowman because of the new things that I know.
The only reason I didn't like Strowman winning Money in the Bank,
because he doesn't need it.
Yeah. Why you could have had? I wish they would have had Finn win.
I know.
Because Finn needed that briefcase to get his shot.
And now he's just in a match against Baron Corbin on SummerSlam, which doesn't make sense. I mean, it does.
Finn's going to win, right? He's got to.
I think Corbin's going to win this match because they need the authority to have, or the new authority or whatever the fuck, to keep building up. So, unfortunately, I think Finn Balor is going to be jobbed to Constable Corbin.
If Finn wins...
Yeah.
Then, I mean, if Baron wins at the Rumble, if you get a rematch, do you see the return of the Demon? And that's when he wins?
Well, we got a while until the Rumble. So, I mean, we got like the September, October, Survivor Series, and December pay-per-view. So, maybe you'll see the Demon the next pay-per-view, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. Night of Champions or some bullshit. So, I'll say that. But I think Corbin's going to get the SummerSlam win.
I could see it. I hope Finn wins, but if they're going to make the authority strong, wouldn't they have Owens win then?
I don't know what they're doing with Owens. I don't know yet. I honestly think Owens is going to be in storyline hell for the next few months. And I think it's all because of the Sami Zayn injury. That now they're just like, what do we do with Kevin Owens? Shit, I don't know.
I think they should jump.
And it sucks.
I think they should jump Owens back to SmackDown.
Well,
to rival with AJ or to rival with Joe.
Sami Zayn's not coming back
until Rumble, maybe.
Yeah, fuck. No, unfortunately, I think Kevin Owens is going to be in storyline hell for a bit. Because I think, yeah. Well, I think everything's going to fall into place after I reveal the big things of what's going on when we get to Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Next match.
Bludgeons versus New Day.
New Day. That's all I got to say.
I think the Bludgeons keep it.
I hope so. I really hope they do. I hope they just steamroll through everybody. But let me say something. They are killing Sanity.
Yep. But they've been killing them since they got drafted to SmackDown.
Why the fuck does Killian Dane have a leotard on?
I don't know.
He's not even the same character in a way.
Yeah.
And
They've been killing Sanity since they put him on SmackDown.
Yeah.
They should have just kept him in NXT.
Yeah. For another year.
Let them be their crazy selves.
Yeah.
Then call them up after Mania with Nikki Cross.
Next year, yeah.
And just had them wreak havoc.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, but yeah, they're killing them. And it's so sad because all three of them are so talented at what they do.
Yeah.
I wish they'd just give them a run with the title. Same with Revival or with Authors of Pain.
Yeah, what the fuck are Authors of Pain doing? Just killing jobbers.
Yeah.
You know what? Both tag team divisions on Raw and SmackDown are just so fucking filled up with great talent that they're just like, I don't know what we're doing here. So
but it also proves that you could kind of tell that's the thing Vince doesn't care about is tag team wrestling.
I mean, think about it. Exactly. No, they don't. Think about it. You know how cool this would have been if you had, all right, on SmackDown, if you had Bludgeon Brothers versus Sanity at SummerSlam, fucking build that shit up with crazy shit, like weird Undertaker shit going on from both sides. And then you have Usos versus New Day versus... Who else is on SmackDown?
Right now,
that's
there's
good.
Not much. There have probably just been Usos. Oh, the Bar.
They're on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you do Usos versus New Day versus Bar in a triple threat ladder match for #1 contender, and the winner faces the champions for next pay-per-view. That would be awesome. But no, this is what we do.
I wish they would have, instead of going back to their old, we have to put titles on New Day again.
Yeah, to make them beat the record. Yeah.
I wish they would have had Sanity face the Bludgeons, because New Day beating the Bludgeons makes no sense. If the Bludgeons are as vicious and as crazy as they are, the only team that would make sense to beat them would have been Sanity.
And that would have been awesome.
Or the Authors of Pain.
But they're not Raw.
No, if anyone was going to beat them, it would have been them or Sanity would have been.
But no, we're going to get New Day to do it. Great. Or I hope Bludgeon Brothers wins, but I'm saying New Day. It'll be a great match. But
yeah.
Whatever.
And the next one is Alexa versus Rousey.
This is another one. I don't want Rousey to win now. I think she needs to stay. If she wins her first title, I think it should be at WrestleMania or next year's SummerSlam. So I'm actually going to go with the bold prediction that Alexa Bliss wins. Somehow, some way. You know what? Disqualification. Ronda Rousey goes too crazy, hits her with a chair or some with the belt or something like that, and Alexa Bliss wins by disqualification.
I could see that happening.
They're going to have a shitty ending. Might as well do it there.
Or I could see Mickey getting involved or Alicia getting involved for
both will.
For Alexa, and then they attack Rousey, and that's the DQ finish. I could see it happening. I agree with you. Rousey's win needs to be at WrestleMania or at next year's SummerSlam.
It needs to be for a while.
Build it up a little bit more.
And it has to be against the Charlotte Flair or Sasha.
Yeah.
That's what it needs to be against. Alexa Bliss, that's great. That's fine. I love Alexa, but she still needs to be on top.
Yeah.
Giggity.
Then, okay, let's go least entertaining before most entertaining.
Okay.
Brock versus Roman.
Now here we go. Okay. I've heard rumors about this match, and I've also heard rumors about something that's going to happen later. The rumors about this match is that it's going to go one of two ways. I know this is going to be very basic to say, but they say it's either going to be a long, drawn-out match, even longer than WrestleMania. We're going to be in for a bore buster of probably 20 F5s, 20 Superman punches, and whatever. Or WWE officials are really thinking about making this a Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar of Survivor Series 2 years ago, and have this 1 minute match with the ending like that. Who I think's going to win? It's difficult to say because this is the other thing that I found out. I read that at house shows, they are having Roman Reigns facing Braun Strowman. So I am putting all my money on that after Monday night, if it's going to be at SummerSlam or Monday night, Lesnar will not have the Universal title anymore. And either Roman Reigns or Strowman will have it, and that's going to be your next feud.
I think,
as for the match, I'm going with Lesnar in a squash.
I don't know. I think Roman might win at the pay-per-view, and then I think Heyman grabs the mic and says, Roman, you didn't side with me. You didn't pick me. I had to do something for me. I had to set myself up to succeed again because of who I am. I had to make my next step, and I had to get my next monster.
Braun Strowman!
And then Strowman comes out, cashes in on Reigns, just attacks him, turns heel, goes crazy.
That's the weird thing. Okay. We've gone down this road before with Strowman and Roman Reigns. No matter what Strowman did to Reigns, throwing him off a fucking cliff type thing, stretchered up, flipping over cars, trying to make him into the monster heel. When everybody's saying do it again, they're chanting and cheering. So I don't understand how they're going to make him
because people hate Roman so much.
Then what are they going to do? If Braun Strowman cashes it in and wins at SummerSlam and tries to become heel and is champion, he's going to have the loudest pop in like the last 3 years.
I think you either have to have Heyman join Roman and turn Roman heel, fully embrace Roman as a bad guy.
But Vince McMahon is too stubborn.
Or have Braun win. Or have Braun, or even have it as Braun cashes in like Seth did at Mania. Mid-match, Heyman runs to the back, gets Braun. Braun just destroys the match, puts them both through tables, pins Lesnar, becomes champion.
I don't know. Because Lesnar is going to be... See, if Lesnar wasn't coming back Monday night, I would say Roman Reigns wins at SummerSlam, and you have Braun Strowman come out Monday Night Raw, and you do the face thing, the face way of cashing in Money in the Bank and saying, I want you at the next pay-per-view, and build it up as him cashing in the Money in the Bank at the next pay-per-view against Roman Reigns.
Or you have...
That's what I would think.
Or you have
going to be there Monday night.
Or if Roman wins, you have on the next night on Raw, have the other thing with Heyman saying, I have one more trick up my sleeve. I still have one more monster in my corner. You have Braun come out. You have Braun attack him. But then say, I'm not cashing in yet. I'll wait till Night of Champions to destroy you.
Yeah. So... But with all this shit, I'm still gonna pick Brock Lesnar to win at SummerSlam. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen because he's got one more house show, one more show on his contract after SummerSlam, and we know it's gonna be the night after. So I don't know what that's gonna be all about. But with that said, somehow Lesnar will still win at SummerSlam and then lose it on Raw, and then we'll go from there, I guess. I don't know.
Then the last one, AJ versus Joe.
This is going to be an amazing match. I am very, very excited for it. I love the way that they're going with it. Trying to make it personal and shit. At SummerSlam, you got to have crazy fucking storylines, bring family members in and shit all. I hope AJ Styles' wife is going to be there. All right. If AJ Styles' wife is going to be at the show and they blatantly say, oh, AJ Styles' wife, it's Wendy. AJ Styles wins. But I want Samoa Joe to win. I think it'll make the storyline better, And I think it would actually help out what you were saying about Daniel Bryan's next rivalry being Samoa Joe. But they'll probably draw out Samoa Joe and AJ Styles for a few months. So
unless you get Bryan involved
and have a triple threat at like Survivor Series or something,
AJ versus Joe,
or maybe even like
Bryan.
an elimination chamber at Survivor Series or something with Samoa Joe as champ, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Rusev.
Rusev's on Raw.
No, Rusev is on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, yes, I thought it was on Raw.
Miz and
Big E.
Yeah, Big E. Why not? But you know what? I'm going with the bulletproof. You know what? If Brock Lesnar is going to win if I think he's going to win at SummerSlam, you can't have two. Well, I mean, you can have two heels win. Well, Lesnar's really not a heel against Roman Reigns. I'll go with AJ Styles. I'll go with AJ because another reason. Yes, Brock Lesnar broke the modern day championship run, even though it's not with the same championship from CM Punk. So Vince McMahon is probably going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to make double of it. And
AJ breaks the record.
Actually
breaks the record.
And you know when he'll break the record?
Mania. And then at Mania, Bryan beats him?
Yes. Bryan beats AJ Styles. Even though we want Bryan to beat Miz for the title. But Bryan versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania will be fucking phenomenal. No pun intended. So AJ Styles wins, even though I really think it would be great for storyline for Samoa Joe to win.
I think I could see if they don't want to have AJ beat the longest record, if they say Brock already did, then I could see Roman. I could see Samoa Joe choking out AJ and either getting DQ'd and just match thrown out, and then next pay-per-view he beats him, or he beats him, gets the title, runs with it, maybe until the Rumble, then maybe at the Rumble, AJ wins back.
Yeah.
And then
Bryan wins the Rumble,
and Bryan comes out and says, AJ, we're going to have one, I'm going to get one more dream match, me versus you.
Oh my God, that would be fucking awesome.
Me versus you at WrestleMania.
My God, amazing. But yep, that's what I got for SummerSlam, and that's what you got for SummerSlam, and we'll see you next week when the reactions of that. I'm James.
I'm Adam.
This is the Pub List.
See you next week.
Deuces.